As US President Donald Trump has issued warnings to American allies, including South Korea, for not doing their part in the ongoing Middle East conflict, Seoul remains caught between forces and pondering how to manage a looming energy crisis. And one way or another, ordinary Koreans are likely going to feel the pinch. President Lee Jae-myung has ordered the government to review several measures that could ease the squeeze on supply caused by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Among these is the proposal of an alternate day driving system for all passenger vehicles for the first time since 1991, when the Gulf War drove up global oil prices. Back then, the government implemented a 10-day system, meaning that ordinary drivers faced vehicle use restrictions every 10 days, subject to a 100,000 won penalty for violating the order. That lasted for a couple of months. Now, the government is again considering such a measure, or potentially a 5-day system, which is allowed for under local law in the event of a significant energy supply and demand disruption. While emphasizing the need for longer-term solutions, such as expanding nuclear power plant operations and transitioning to renewable energy, the president's also called for an all-out diplomatic offensive to secure additional crude oil. He's also spoken about increasing the country's supplementary budget to support the vulnerable, reportedly by up to 20 trillion won. We've also just learned that the bottom 20% of households in terms of income are forced to allocate 10% of their disposable income to energy costs, which is more than double the national average. So obviously they're going to feel the squeeze. But Seoul also remains under heavy diplomatic pressure, including from its main military ally, the US, with the presidential office taking its time to weigh up whether to heed Trump's request for naval assistance to free up the Strait of Hormuz. The American leaders jumped in to insist that the US no longer needs or wants the help of NATO countries, nor that of Japan, Australia, or South Korea. Even so, there's concern here in Korea that Seoul may be lagging behind Tokyo in terms of demonstrating willingness to stand with the US, not least because the Japanese Prime Minister is visiting America for talks with Trump this week. Given how quickly the whole situation's moving, Tokyo may yet offer military support to the US, and that will only put further pressure on Seoul.